deal. On the Tory side, we've seen a letter signed by 13 former cabinet ministers warning Mrs May not to do some sort of customs union deal with Labour, because otherwise it would risk splitting the party and alienating the loyal middle of the Tory party. Well, one of those former cabinet ministers is the Tory MP John Whittingdale. I mean, why do you think that cross-party talks are just a big no-no, given Mrs May's conviction that really there's no other way of getting a deal through?
Well, we have seen that the one vote which did achieve a majority in the House of Commons was a coalition of almost all Conservative MPs and the DUP on the Brexit amendment. So I do think that there is a way forward, but I've always thought that talks with the Labour Party were both going to be unproductive and dangerous. There is a huge difference of view between us and the Labour Party. The Conservative Party wants to deliver Brexit. The Labour Party basically wants to keep us tied to the European Union and in quite a number of cases actually reverse Brexit entirely.
There is another route, which is one Number 10 have mooted, this idea of having indicative votes or definitive votes, enabling MPs to come to some sort of decision about what sort of Brexit to go for.
Well, of course, we've already had indicative votes twice, and on each occasion every single proposal on the table was defeated. What I would like to see is the government go back to Europe now and say, look, the deal that Theresa May signed simply is not going to get through Parliament. That has become absolutely clear, so we need to look at this again, and we need to put back the possibility of a no deal on the table in order to try and get a deal which is in our interests, and that would be a deal which didn't involve the risk of trapping us in the customs union indefinitely.
But surely Mrs May could say, well, look, we had that vote, yes, and I went back to Brussels and I tried to get them to take out the backstop, and they wouldn't do it.
Well, frankly, I don't think they believed that we were serious. For instance, the Prime Minister had said that she indeed had voted against any possibility of leaving without a deal. And as soon as they did that, then our negotiating position was fatally undermined. I think we need to go back and say, we are leaving. We would still like to get the kind of deal which we think is in both of our interests, but be in no doubt that whatever happens, we will be leaving, because that is what the British people voted for. And I think also that it would help if we had a fresh leader to do that.
How soon do you need a fresh leader?
Well, I mean, I think each week brings more problems, both for the Conservative Party. We're now just a week away from the European elections. I don't think any of us expect that to be a good night for the Conservative Party. I do think it is very plain, and if anything, the local elections made it plain that the Conservative Party is going to be continually going downhill until we get that fresh leader in place.
So we're talking days, weeks, months?
Well, I hope as soon as possible.
Okay, John Whittingdale, thanks very much for your time. Excuse the drilling in the background. So we will see today whether Cabinet is going to decide on a new strategy or whether we just grind on with talks, which, frankly, no one outside Number 10 seems particularly enthusiastic about at Westminster.